massage, human traffickers often use massage as a front. So this is one of those things. We are one of the few occupations that, what we do is can be used as a front for illicit activity. And so one of the things that ended up happening in this state was, and again, a lot of therapists not happy with the regulation, all these requirements, but they did a lot of different things that still make people uncomfortable. So one thing is requiring a 1 CE course, and it has to be approved. People used to teach human trafficking courses before, but it has to meet special requirements they made when they made that requirement. The problem with that initially when they were going to make that requirement was it was going to be a class that we took outside of our normal 24 CEs. And we were like, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, and we wouldn't have received credit for it.
Right.
Within 6 months of being hired on in an establishment, you were going to be required to take a human trafficking class, and then they would have to the facility would have to sign off. Well, these bad actors in our profession would have just rubber stamped them and said, oh yeah, they've had the training, and that would have been that. They had no teeth. So to give a little background, originally the bill itself was just horrible. And it was coming at a time where the legislature was looking to do something. And it was the same year that Epstein first got arrested, and when Robert Kraft got caught in the Asian massage place in Palm Beach area here in Florida. For those that might not know, Robert Kraft is the owner of the New England Patriots. So it was high profile in the news, and they were going to do something. And we could have very easily said, absolutely not, we hate this. And they would have said, thank you for your input, and done whatever they wanted to anyway. Right. So with our guidance, we were able to make it to where the CE requirement not only affected massage therapists, but every single medical professional in the state of Florida. So it put us all on the same line. And how we did that is we explained that the medical field is one of the first lines of defense against human trafficking. And then they also wanted us to do human trafficking posters. Well, they applied that to the majority of the medical field as well, because they were looking to single us out for years. So by helping to educate the legislators, we made it much more palatable. And then on top of that, the education requirement, I made sure it was in the statute that it was not to exceed the 24 hours that we were already required to take. So it was going to be within those 24 hours. So a lot of therapists that are unhappy about this, they don't know where all of it originated and how much worse it could have been if we said, you know what, massage therapists don't like this. Sorry, we don't want to do it. And they would have been like, too bad.
Well, and that's it. That's it. Some of the involvement, when people are involved and can let us know certain things, that's when we reach out. And kind of speaking, bringing back when you mentioned taking almost 2 years to get CE courses approved. In the last few years, our board of massage has 7 members, should have 7 members. For the last, how many years, Ian? 5, 6 years or so?
4 or 5 years at least.
Been running with 4 members. So no governor had appointed. We did not have a full board. In fact, a lot of the health boards here in Florida, nursing and I don't know if dentistry, acupuncture, a lot of boards were underserved. So at last year's legislative session, Ian and I were talking to a couple of legislators, and they said, what can we help you with? And we said, get our board full. Our people can't do the work they need to do. So part of that delay you may have had in getting those classes approved could have been because only one person was reviewing the classes.
I know. TDLR, again, we were under Department of State Health Services. Now we're under TDLR. So I don't want to talk trash in my own state. Please don't contact me. But I think under the Department of State Health Services, we all know how big Texas is.
Right.
There was one inspector for the entire state.
Wow. Just for establishment inspections? Wow.
Ooh. So what do you think happened, like when you talk about human trafficking, like in El Paso?
Right.
It's like, I can drive, and I did this. I taught in Brownsville, so I'm in central Texas. I drove 8 hours south to Brownsville. I'm still in Texas, down at the very southern tip on the border. I'm like, there's no inspections going on down here.
Right,
Like there's no
right.
way that one inspector. Now I'm assuming that's changed under TDLR, but
Right.
once you see the wiring under the board,